foul. That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man. Beantown.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 27 of the Beantown Takes podcast. I caught this guy just slipping right now with his phone. He didn't know I was starting. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has.
Last episode was 26. This was in December. We saw the Magic the next day, I believe. It was the day we recorded it the day when we thought, okay, this might be an L because like Porzingis was out. I think Drew was out also. Yeah, so we chalked that one up as an L, and now we're in March. Bull trade deadline has passed for the Celtics and the Bruins. Couple moves there. And then, obviously, we don't care about the Red Sox. Patriots actually made a move today, too.
Yeah.
Your Browns are doing great. They got, Jerry Jeudy?
I love it.
Something
Doing
that the
great.
Patriots should have done.
I don't think he's not fit here, though.
You don't think he was?
No.
What?
He needs a real quarterback. He needs a already established quarterback.
Well,
I should say. Not a real quarterback, because, like, depending on who you draft, I don't think it'd be the right scheme, depending on who you draft.
Yeah, fair.
So.
All right, we're going to head into the next episode here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. Links in the description down below. Go cop the merch. Obviously, you guys know. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've come up with a new idea. Actually, two ideas. One of them is a Red Sox t-shirt. I will tell you about that off the camera.
Okay.
And then I will say the other one. The other one I want to do, like a Murder Cornet t-shirt. Like, edit Luke Cornett's face onto, like, a Murder Hornet. And then put that on it like a white tee or whatever.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea,
I
right?
can get behind it.
We can get to it. Who do you want to start off first? You haven't been here in a minute, so you jump to it.
I don't even know what the old... What is it? Red Sox used to be your first one? Get them out of the way quick and get them done and over with?
You want to get them done and out the way quick?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's going to be a quick, 10-minute segment?
Barely.
Yeah, obviously. All right, head into the Bum Sox. I'm surprised I'm saying them first right now. I'm surprised we're going right to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the battery for Boston.
Alright, so obviously you guys know with the Red Sox, our segment is going to be quick because we're going to give the Red Sox the same amount of effort as John Henry does to his own team. Alright, I guess we're on to the Bruins.
Oh, God, it's so bad. Just quick points. Lucas Giolito, obviously, that contract proved to be what it's worth. Nothing. William Hendricks coming back from Tommy John, again, another... awful sorry-ass contract. It's just stupid. I don't know what they're doing. You have $5 billion. You're worth $5 billion, and yet your payroll is mid. If
this was 3 years ago that we got Giolito and then Liam Hendricks, I'd feel a lot better about it.
Yeah, because they were their prime,
right?
Yeah,
but then nah. They are, what do we call them? Low risk, high reward moves from the man, the myth, the legend himself, John Henry, who doesn't want to pull his money out of his pocket.
Yeah, I also just don't understand the whole thing with, like, where's Marcelo Mayer with the young squad? So, I thought the whole point of moving on Bogarts now was that they had Mayer, who was only 1 year away.
Nah.
But now he's up. Now he's going to be closer to 2 years away.
That's what I've been saying.
It just doesn't make sense. Bayo, way to get your bag there, even though you got robbed to your face.
I didn't even do a picture about that. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Bayo, the extension, a lot of people love the move, but the way I explain it is this. All the Red Sox did in that extension there was that they bought out his arbitration and pre-arbitration.
And I think they got 1 extra year out of it.
I think it was 1 or 2 extra years. Well, it's 1 extra year and then a player option after that. So they bought 1 with a player option on top of it. Is it a player or a club option? I can find that for you guys out in a second. But I saw the contract layout, and I think towards the end he's gonna make like $20 million on like his final year, and then it's a club option for like I think 27 off the top of my head. I'm not sure, but what a waste of 6 years for Bayo.
Unfortunately, I don't know. It's a good move for the Sox. I mean, honestly, I've seen
It is.
in some of the pitching that I've seen so far in preseason. I know it's preseason, but it doesn't look awful. It actually seems pretty decent for them. The only question is that going to be able to translate to the regular season against major league batters?
Right.
So I don't know. That's all I got really. Is that I think they made the wrong move with
Scriber, relief pitching.
Yeah.
You need that. And do you have it?
No.
Nah, not anymore. I mean, Chris Martin, Kenley Jansen, those are like your 2 relief pitchers left.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna do like what we do in MLB The Show, where you put like Winkowski and Houck in your bullpen to be your long relievers.
No, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna sign like 9 starting pitchers, and then you're gonna put them in the bullpen. That's what you're gonna do. Oh wait, there's no salary cap, but then we have John Henry, who doesn't want to pay these players top dollar for good talent. We forgot about that. And then on the other side of that too, we have the fact that they gave Lucas Giolito $20 million a year, and then let's start laughing now. They give the Atlanta Braves, what was it, $19 million for Chris Sale?
Mm-hmm.
So there's $30 million between 2 pitchers right there, and they're not gonna pitch for you this season.
Don't forget Hendricks, who also won't pitch.
And then we got Hendricks too.
I think he's $5 million is his cap hit this year. I think next year it's the 15.
So you know what's funny about the Chris Sale trade too? Also, you know the guy Vaughn Grissom that they got in that deal?
Yeah.
He's hurt already.
Oh man.
It's the curse of Mookie Betts for real.
It's the next great Bambino.
Yeah, right. I mean, arguably though, one of the most talented players in Red Sox history in Mookie Betts. Not saying he was like a greatest hit of all time, but like in terms of like talent point, arguably one of the most talented players in Red Sox history. And you didn't want to re-sign him. Why? I don't know. But that's pretty much a wrap there.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's really all I got too.
Over it.
Let's go predictions real quick. Again, this is quick to the point, easy segment because
70-92.
yeah, I'd say 72-90 for the Red Sox.
Yep.
Do you want to give me like your standings real quick, like 1 through 5?
And what, the AL East?
Yeah.
Yankees, Orioles. 5 is Red Sox. 3 and 4 is always a toss-up because the Rays are always sneaky good, but they just lost a bunch of their like key pieces. Like Glasnow's gone. They traded Emmanuel Margot. I'll go Tampa 3 because for some reason they're always so sneaky.
Okay.
And then 4 I'll go Blue Jays.
I'll go Yankees 1, Orioles 2, but that's a close 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think 1 and 2 are close. 3 and 4 are close. And 5 is so far in the basement, it ain't close.
Yeah, right. And you know what's funny too? I was watching. I've shown you him before, Red Seat Radio, right? I've shown you him before.
Probably.
And he was on a live stream not too long ago, and he was predicting I think the Red Sox would be around the 80 to 85
He's the one who
wins.
said that they're gonna get in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, he said they could sneak in the playoffs. And he was the one that said, like, 85 wins gets you into the postseason.
So you have Houston. I'm just ballparking here. Houston, probably, the Twins in the Central?
That's going to be close, to be fair.
And then the Yankees are your 3. And then
Yep.
you have 3 more wildcard spots you got to
Yep.
beat.
Baltimore.
So you have Baltimore, Seattle, Texas.
Yep.
Toronto.
Royals were good this offseason. They made some moves.
They made moves. They're a young team that might do something.
Yep.
Maybe. Cleveland could somewhat be sneaky.
Yep. So you're like at number 9 right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
If that.
And that's like, the White Sox. Because there's only 3 teams I can guarantee, or 2 teams I can guarantee being just as bad. It's like the A's, you, in Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Those are the bottom 3 teams. Can put that out there.
Yeah, right.
Kansas City and Cleveland might be down there. Maybe the White Sox.
So there was an argument that I made to him. He was saying 85 win gets you in the postseason. But I said, yeah, but an 85 win team is not a championship contending team. And then he was pretty much saying, but like the Diamondbacks were just in the World Series. I go, okay, name me another team that had 85 or less wins that was in the World Series.
85 doesn't really get in the American League. 85 wins doesn't get you in the postseason.
No,
you need 90 to make the postseason.
Yes.
In the American League.
Yep.
That's just because the competition is nowadays.
Yeah, right.
In the American League.
Right.
It's.
But I remember that though. I was like, dude, name me another 85 win team or lower that was in the World Series and even won the World Series. All right, you guys, this is Post Jesse here, editing up this podcast, and I'm putting this in here because Mike and I did some research off the air on teams who won 85 or lower games in the regular season and were in the postseason. In the last 24 years, there's only been 2 teams who won 85 games or lower and was in the World Series. That was this past year's Arizona Diamondbacks, and they lost the World Series, by the way. They got gentlemen swept by the Texas Rangers. And the other team who won 85 or less games that was in the World Series, as a matter of fact, they won the World Series. That was the 2006 St. Louis Cardinals, who went 83-78. And they won the World Series against the Detroit Tigers. And to add on top of this St. Louis Cardinals team, the 2006 St. Louis Cardinals became the first team to reach the World Series with fewer than 85 wins in over 30 years. And on top of that, to back up my claim, they were the first team to win a World Series with 85 or fewer wins since the 1987 Minnesota Twins. Other than that, though, that's really it. There's been no other team in the past 24 years who won 85 or lower games in the regular season and made it to the World Series. 0, zip, nada, 0. So that backs up our claim even more that you need around 90 wins at minimum, whether it's 89 wins, 90 wins, 91, whatever. You need to be around that 90-win game mark to be looked at as a competitive team who is a threat to win it all. The Red Sox are nowhere close to that. And it backs up our claim even more. It's such a rare occurrence for that to happen, where you need to be like a legit 90, at least 90. Under 90 wins doesn't win you championships.
No.
It doesn't win you championships. That was my point. And my point was proven. The Diamondbacks, and I remember he went on his phone to check the stats, and he went like this. Yeah. And he had no answer to it. And I was like, well, exactly. That's how bad the Red Sox are right now.
And at least they have prospects. So, like, they had Corbin Carroll and Zach Gallen. Like, they have young talent.
So, they have young talent.
Who the wow. Brian Bale and Tristan Cassius. That's who we got.
So, all right. Last thing I want to add on this Red Sox segment before we move on to the next segment. I want to give a quick shout out to Red Seat Radio. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Go show him some love. He posts Red Sox content almost every single day. I'm subbed to his channel over here. And alongside with that, we've reacted to a couple of his videos as well on the channel here. So go shoot him a follow. Tell him I sent you here. I'm not trying to go after him personally. I'm not even trying to make him look dumb in this situation here. I'm pretty much going after the take that he made that the Red Sox could be a playoff team this year. And once you get into the playoffs, anything is possible. That's all I'm going after here. I'm going after the take. That's all. That is it. So shout out Red Seat Radio. I hope there's no love lost between us there. I'm just going after my take, and I'm just trying to do my job at the end of the day. I went to check their farm system, right? And they are third in positional players. Like, I split up the pitching prospects with the positional player prospects in the farm system.
They still have that catcher. I want to say it's
Teal. Kyle Teal.
Who?
For the Red Sox.
Oh, I was talking about the Diamondbacks.
Oh, Diamondbacks. No, I'm talking about the Red Sox here.
The Red Sox positionals are third.
Red Sox positionals are third, yep. And their pitching is 29th in the league.
Well, that's because they're deep throating Marcel Mayer. I looked up. Do you know what Marcel Mayer's career, his 3 years in minor league baseball.
No.
He's a career 236 hitter. And yet somehow he's like a top 10 prospect in the league.
Red Sox. This was your replacement for Xander Bogaerts, really?
A 236 over, I think it was like 700 plate appearances.
Oh my God, what are they thinking? Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking then. Why would they give the money to a proven player at shortstop? I have no idea.
He's old.
And honestly, like that's why when we trade for prospects, I'm just like, oh my God, why another prospect we have to get? Because what you're saying?
Prospects are suspects.
Bingo. You never know what's gonna happen with them.
Nope.
Especially in the big leagues. A lot of them don't come up to the big leagues and don't become decent major leaguers. So they might be up in the major leagues once in a while or whatever, but like they might be up for like a week and then back down and then a week and then back down again. One of those like platoon players that takes the bus back and forth to Worcester to Fenway.
Yep.
So that's all I got. Let's talk about the Bruins next. Should we do Bruins next or Celtics next?
I mean the Bruins.
Bruins, yeah, because they just had the trade deadline and 2 moves that they've made. I don't know what your take is on it, but I've already said my take on a couple of videos ago. We'll get your take on the Bruins.
What's up, Boston Bruins? Boston Bruins!
Alright, trade deadline just passed for the Bruins. Bruins made 2 moves at the trade deadline. One of them, not going to lie to you, was a very surprising move. I did not see it coming one bit. And that was them trading for Patrick Maroon, the Goon. Thoughts on the trade there? It was for a 6th-round pick and a prospect.
I like Maroon.
Me too.
I think he'll bring some balls to this team, something that they're lacking.
So, what was your biggest need for the Bruins at the trade deadline?
Honestly, I was hoping for a center.
Me too. Yeah.
Like a legit 1 to 2
Bingo.
center.
Yep. That was my biggest need.
And somebody, I guess Maroon also kind of fit into what I was thinking, kind of like either a 5th defender or
he's a right winger, you know.
Well, I'm saying,
Well,
I'm saying,
but he has the body of a
saying-
defenseman.
But no, hold on, I'm saying like either a 5th defender or a 3rd or 4th line guy who can give some Sean Thornton.
Yep.
What's that? Who's that guy who murdered you round 1 last year? Gouda.
Maybe, yeah.
The guy who just puts up. He had like 30 hits a game. All he does is check people.
So
all he does is hit.
The reason why I asked you is because I wanted to see if it matched my needs, and 100% it matched. First line center, because you've been slacking on the faceoffs this year. That hasn't been as good as years in the past with Bergeron and Krejci at the 1 and 2. And then the second one, exactly what you said. Somebody who brings a physicality mindset to this team.
Yeah.
Pat Maroon fits that. Again, he's dealing with some back injuries. I think he had a back procedure about a month ago or whatever. I think his timeline there was like 4 to 6 weeks, so he should be back soon, hopefully. We'll see what the timeline is there, but I didn't mind the move. But would you agree with me that he was one of the most hated players in Bruins Nation right now?
I didn't think so. I don't really care for Pat Maroon for the most part. I have a bigger list than like that. Maybe Pat Maroon might be in the bottom of that list.
Real quick, what's the list?
Of people that I hate.
Yeah.
Like you said, Gouda, that guy from last year.
Yep.
I thought he was. Number 1 will always be, even though he's retired by now. He's been ran out of the league. Who's that guy? I'm playing out his name. Cook. The guy who blindsided-
Matt Cook.
The one who blindsided Savard there.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. I will forever and always put him number 1 as most hated, just because he's just a. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Cook. Yep.
Yep. And then Wilson.
Oh, Tom Wilson from Washington.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Like those are just the people that like you just like. Those are the people that no matter what, it's on. Like I just hate. I hate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I will say, except for Cook, I would like to have like either of those 2 people on the team because it's something that the Bruins haven't had since Thornton left, and even Lucic.
I was about to say Lucic, yeah.
He brought that in the beginning, and then once he left, he hasn't really been. The team has never been that same physical team that they.
Right.
Were. I guess your most physical player is what? Frederick.
And
he's your scrapper.
He's at 6'3", 220. Yes, that's decent size.
But he doesn't have that enforcer presence.
Right.
He doesn't carry himself as the enforcer.
Right.
But he's the one who always answers and always drops gloves, which I love.
So you know what's funny? Here's what's funny. Milan Lucic, 6'3", 236. Pat Maroon, 6'3", 234. Right around the same frame or whatever. So it's like they actually subbed out Milan Lucic with all of his drama or whatever, and they plugged in Pat Maroon, who has the same mindset on the ice.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at their defense. Like, Carlo Forbert and Lindholm are the only people that are really that big. Like,
they're not even like that much of enforcers either.
No, so that's the thing. Like, I wanted an enforcer, and then I want somebody. But I will say, apparently, I saw a stat that said that Carlo and Zacha as the 1-2 combo of centers is on pace for more points than Krejci and Bergeron the last 2 years.
No shit.
Yeah, they're on pace to beat him by, I think it's like 20 points. To outpace the Krejci and, I shouldn't say Krejci and Bergeron because Krejci was only here the last year, not the year before. But like, they're on pace to be like one of the best top two in a while.
Yep.
For the Bruins for points. So they're not terrible. I would feel more comfortable if you had somebody like who was the guy? He was on he was on New Jersey for a while.
Toffoli, right?
He just got traded.
Yeah, he got traded to Vegas, right?
There's Toffoli, and then there was another one that just got moved too. That I was like, I want to say like Hurdle.
Oh, he was on San Jose. No, San Jose Sharks.
Tom Hurdle. He
Yep.
was on Jersey for a while, I thought, and then went there. I could be wrong, but he just sorry, he's been on San Jose his whole career.
Yeah.
And he just got traded to Vegas.
Yes.
And then Tyler Toffoli, who was the guy from the Devils who got traded to the Jets.
Yep.
Either of those I would have preferred to have. Kuznetsov, I think, would have been good. Getzel. And they went to wagons of teams of Carolina. Like those two went to wagons. Hurdle went to Vegas. Like, these teams that know that they have a chance to win and compete are buying. And you really didn't do a whole lot. You kind of lateral to the left.
So the reason why I figured like they weren't going to do a big move is because they went all in last year. They went all in last year, trading like first round picks, second round picks, so on and so forth. I mean, I would have loved a first line center this year. 100% agree. You're right with that take. 1000%. Was the biggest need I needed at the deadline, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. And I knew a big move wasn't going to happen because of last year's trade deadline with this Bruins team, because they went all for it last year. And rightfully so, they went all for it last year. They were having a historic year. It was the best year in NHL history. They won the President's Cup. They were on pace for it. Why not go for it, right? So I knew there wasn't going to be a big move this season, but in the offseason, that is going to be a move that they definitely need to make. They definitely need a first-line center. That is something that they are missing. And hopefully with some cap space in the offseason that they are able to do that.
So the reason why I said Hurdle is the one that I wanted, so I just looked it up. I knew he had 6 years left of his deal. 6 years left of his deal. He's only 30 years old. He's Czech, so he fit right in with Pasta.
Yep.
And I just want to see 6'3", 215.
That's pretty decent.
And a left shot.
Yep.
I'm sorry. That is what you... That's what you
need
needed.
that. You needed that.
Like, that's why he's just somebody. I just want to see if they have face-off percentage on him. I don't think that's something that they.
They have him as he's a minus 26 on the ice. Damn, that says how bad San Jose is, huh?
Yeah.
We'll go. I gotta go on that in a second too, because the Bruins made a second move. But I'll let you look it up first.
I don't know. I can't find it. I don't know if I'm gonna dig that deep, but it's just one of those where I think that he would have been better.
Yeah.
I know the Vegas made a deep investment. I think they just traded away 2 firsts and like a third.
Yeah.
But somebody who's gonna be locked up 6 years, that's a number 1 center.
You're not gonna find anybody in the first round that's better than him, at least in my opinion.
At least with their drafting, other than DeBrusque, and Patriots, I don't really know anybody else that they really drafted. This regime that's drafted since Chiarelli left, that's really been.
Or unless you're gonna use
noteworthy.
those picks in the offseason to make a big move.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm thinking about that.
Is this
So the
the-
second
is
move,
this the
yep,
guy?
that's the guy. Yep, his it's Andrew Peke. Now, hold on. Peaky.
We got the
Peaky.
We got the fucking Peaky Blinders on this team.
Yeah, right.
Like-
So this one was a legit trade. They gave up Zaboral and a third rounder for this guy.
Yeah, I think it was more of a money move to fit Maroon.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think it was a cap move to fit Maroon.
And I think he has a couple more years on him too. What people were telling me is that this is gonna be Forbort's replacement after this season. But last year, if you go on his stats real quick, he was a minus 41 on the ice in 80 games. You know how bad that you have to be, or Columbus has to be, in order for you to be a minus 41 on the ice?
I think Columbus was like the second worst team last year.
I think they were too, yeah.
So they were pretty bad. Back when Columbus were wagon, so what, 1 and -4. They were minus 14 when they dropped off after they moved on from Panarin. Minus 41 last year. So, ooh.
Maybe, so the way I viewed it was that maybe the Bruins see something in him that Columbus doesn't see in him.
I mean, he's only 25.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's still young. Maybe they didn't utilize him the right way. They put him in bad situations, and that's why his plus-minus was so low. Yeah, that is a big yikes, though, seeing that right there.
I don't know. I just think that they didn't really do as much as they should have at the deadline.
Yeah, it was very underwhelming for what Carolina did and what... Didn't the Rangers make a move, too, I think? I don't know off the top of my head. I know Carolina made a move. I know Florida, they got Tarasenko. I know, like, your top teams in the East, or, like, the Atlantic and Metropolitan. I just say the East. I like combining the two together. So, I know the top teams in the East made moves that were significant. Carolina was one. Florida was another one. I don't know if New York made a move. It wouldn't surprise me if they did make a move.
This was the one that I saw that this guy got moved, and it wasn't for a lot. 25-year-old center.
Yep.
6'1", 195, so he's not the biggest guy, but he could have been a third liner, and all they gave up was a defenseman back.
What's he averaging this year?
They gave up a 22-year-old defenseman.
Casey Middlestad. Yeah.
Casey Middlestad. The Avalanche Sabres.
So this... Oh, he's got stats for this year. Okay. Wait. Is it... What the heck is this?
What?
That's so weird how it's like... It looks like this or whatever.
He's got 12 plus minus.
Yep.
Positive 12.
Yep.
47 points this year. And I'm pretty sure he was like their third. He was their third line center, getting 47 points.
Yeah.
Like, that's not horrible.
Huh.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not bad. No, that's decent. That's a third line center.
And like,
at 25 years old, also. He was a first round pick, 8th overall in 2017.
Yeah, and they gave up the defenseman that's like 22.
What was the picks? Did you see it now?
It was just a defenseman.
Oh, just straight up a defenseman for him?
Who's 22 years old.
Yeah, why weren't the Bruins in on him then?
This guy, Bowen Brino, 6'1" defenseman.
Yeah, I don't know. 22. That's very young.
He's got 22 points with a 1 plus minus.
Oh.
In 57 games.
Yeah, they probably view him as a good prospect, and that's what it is.
Yeah, but
do the Bruins even have any good prospects? Probably not, if you were to ask me, because they don't draft that well. That's why I was hoping that there was going to be a big move that happens, because the Bruins, they just don't draft well. That's been the Bruins' MO for the most part. They don't draft well. So that's why I was hoping that there would be a big move, because, like, dude, I could care less about the picks. Just give me the players. You're better trading than you are.
Known quantities.
Right, exactly, because when they draft, they're not good at it.
These are hockey and baseball are the only two sports that it doesn't matter where you get drafted.
Yep.
Talent is talent.
Yep.
You can find talent in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth.
Yep.
Like even MLB, you can see all the great players who got drafted
right
solely. And like even in hockey, like there are a lot of great players who went undrafted, got signed out of college, or like got drafted deep in the draft. Like not every yes, Matthews went 1. McDavid went 1.
Yep.
There are plenty other people in the NHL who didn't go 1 that are great.
Right. What's your thoughts on the Bruins so far this season as a whole?
Honestly, for the first season post Bergeron, and you're tied for the second best record.
Yep.
Or second best points.
Yeah.
In all of the league.
Overachieving.
Yeah.
Overachieving.
It's overachieving, and I kind of hope that they keep their core now, because I really don't think that there's anybody that's that expensive. I'm a big fan of the 2-goalie system.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. So Omar was traded Friday. He was traded Friday, but because of his no trade clause, he declined the trade.
Who is he going to be traded to?
The Kings.
For what?
I don't even know. All that came out was that he was traded to the Kings.
Unless it was for Anze Kopitar, I don't want anything to do with the Kings.
Right.
He's the only King that's worth anything.
Right. And I think it was a salary dump because his contract is $5 million a year, and they wanted to clear something up.
Which is crazy. That
it is.
Like, $5 million is so cheap for a Vezina finalist every year.
Right.
Like,
and when I heard the news that he was traded and he declined it, I said to myself, why are you thinking about trading him at all? And the reasoning for that is because you need 2 good goaltenders in order to compete for the Lord Stanley Cup.
It's one of those where it's like, you see Bobrovsky down in Florida. You see Vasilevskiy in Tampa.
Yep.
There's another goalie that I'm blanking on who just signed a stupid, massive deal. But you see these those 2 goalies, their combined contracts are worth more than your 2 goalies.
Yeah, right.
That one goalie is more than your 2, and your 2 win more games than that
Right,
goalie
exactly.
does. So, like, why move on?
Right.
Like, it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion, moving on. It's the same thing with, like, we'll never understand why they moved on from Hudobin.
Yeah, that's so true, yeah.
Like, Hudobin was a great backup to Rask, and I just will never understand that. And it's the same thing where I will not be happy moving on from them unless you get something worth something. Like, you get an actual piece back. If it's a salary dump, go screw.
Yeah, right.
Screw.
So I was watching the game last night too, or yesterday, whatever, against Pittsburgh. They even said it on the broadcast. They mentioned how like that rumor came out or whatever, and they were even like, why would they even consider doing that when you have the best duo goaltenders in the NHL? You see all these teams who do compete for championships, whatever, they always have like a good 1-2 punch in the net. And if that trade did go through for Olmark, right? If that trade did go through, who's your backup to Jeremy Swayman if he goes down?
Whoever.
You don't have Darth Vladar anymore.
No, it's whoever that guy is down in AAA. That's I'm trying to think. Like Dubois, Kopitar, maybe Dubois. I don't even know. I haven't done enough.
Drew Doughty.
Maybe Doughty, but again, I just think that he's so much of a staple that the Kings would have moved on from him.
Right.
So, like, there's, like, nobody on the Kings that I'm, like, looking at, like, oh, that's worth giving up Olmark for.
The other team I heard that was in talks for Olmark was New Jersey, the Devils. But I don't know if that was the team that had a deal in place or whatever. But the team I heard deal had in place was L.A.
Unless I'm getting Jack Hughes back, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care for these.
I don't want it.
No.
Give me the goalie hugs.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I don't even care. Just for that. Just give me give me the marketing of that. I'd rather that than move on from them.
Yep. All right, let's move on to Patriots or Celtics?
Celtics.
Thank God.
Keep it in the Garden?
Please, let's keep it in the Garden, yes. Hey, yo, pause. Timeout. Pause. Yeah, Celtics. We're on a... Wow, I can't believe I'm calling it a skid. A 2-game skid. A 2-game skid, believe it or not. First time that's happened since the beginning of November. Oh, man, let's talk about it because the slander sometimes with this team is absolutely beyond crazy.
Well, I've been a fan of Boston Celtics for, my whole life pretty much.
First Celtics team was back when I was like 7 years old.
The Celtics became legendary.
This goddamn computer. I hit start record and then it, for some reason, cut out. I just showed him that I was recording. He was peeking. He was like, am I seeing this right? Is it recording? Is it not recording? And I was just like, wait, yeah, it is. I hit start record. And then it says on the thing here, start record. I'm like, what the hell? But there's a file in there that has 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds. So it cut out on me. Thanks, computer. I appreciate it. We were halfway through that segment, too.
Oh my god, we were only halfway? I thought we were done with that segment. Shit.
There's a lot of talk about the Celtics, that's why. But,
Alright, so recap what we just said.
okay.
This skid, shut up.
Yes.
They're fine.
Right.
They're doing great.
They're allowed to lose 2 games here and there.
Yeah. A little concerned that they didn't, like you said, that they lost both games to the Nuggets.
Yep.
But
We didn't learn anything new from the Denver series or whatever during the regular season. We didn't learn anything new. We already knew they were our biggest threat to the NBA Finals.
yes.
We already knew that. We didn't learn much. Would I have liked to see them get a win? Yes. But in the 2 games that you played against Denver, they were neck-and-neck games, and if you did one thing right, just one thing right in those games, you win the game. You played bad offensively both those games, and you lost by, what was it, only 2 points at home, and then it was only by 6 on the road.
Yep.
That's not bad. But it goes to show, though, you need home court advantage in the finals. Because Denver, in Denver, is a different breed. Now, we were also talking about the Jason Tatum versus Luka Doncic debate, which I was saying to him off camera, technically in quotation marks, that I think that debate's over.
Yeah, it's Jason Tatum and it's not close. I don't understand why people are...
At only 19 and it's crazy.
Only 19.
Should I get the shirt right now?
Forever 19.
Should I go get the shirt?
You can do whatever you want.
I'm going to get the shirt while you talk.
It's just one of those where on somebody who has 4 legit scoring options every night, it's tough to, put his numbers up against somebody who is the only scoring option on their team. Or maybe there's one other with like Kyrie. Or like Embiid who has Maxey. Like those guys are obviously going to get crazy points per game because they're the only scorers on their team. If they don't score, they don't win.
Right.
Tatum doesn't have to score to win.
He has to do every other thing right, however, in order to win games, which he has been doing this year for the most part.
And I think that's where you start to see where Tatum has matured and has learned.
Yes.
That in order to win, he's got to put the team before himself.
Yep, he's got to sacrifice, and that's what he's been doing for the most part this season, because he could easily be averaging 35 points a game like Luka Doncic is. He could be easily averaging 32 like Joel Embiid was, so on and so forth. But it's how you play as a team. It's not, there's no I in team. Kobe said this. Yeah, but there is an M-E in that motherfucker or whatever it was. But still, Tatum, hats off to him. I didn't think he would be able to improve his game like this, where he is shooting the 3 well this year, and he's facilitating this year also. He's improved on both of them.
Yeah. And I think this goes to show what I honestly want to chalk this up to the Meerkat, to Missoula.
Yes.
I think
Missoula ball.
I think that he's really and where the 3-and-D might actually work. I think that he has gotten through to Tatum and has got Tatum to actually buy in, and I think Brad has as well, with Brad being upstairs and actually putting resources into actually getting help, getting players, getting resources here to actually help Tatum. I think he's kind of seen like, oh, okay, people, we want to win. We have a culture here of winning, and they got the right pieces. They did it right.
Yep.
They got the right fit in Porzingis and Holiday.
And it's at the point right now where you have zero doubts in your mind that this dude's going anywhere in the future too. Because why would you at this point? Look at the talent that you have on this roster. Are you going to find a better team out there in over a year, where you look at them and say, I have a better chance of winning than this team right here? The answer is no. The answer is no. I was saying the stats on the quote-unquote last segment. 47.3 from the field. 37.6% from 3. That's the best shooting percentage from 3 from Tatum since his 2020-2021 year at 38.6.
His rookie year.
And then,
43.4.
He shot three threes a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny. You get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm saying, though.
Yes.
But he's improved his 3. He's improved in the playmaking. Yeah, he's doing better. He's having a career year in terms of assists. Turning the ball over less. Averaging a steal a game. Nearly a block a game, but he can get you a block here and there and 27 points a game. Can you expect more from him on a winning team with Brown, Porzingis, Derek White even, Drew Holiday, who has started to light it up from the corner three? Corner three!
So that's where, and then, which I think what else you said that last. Oh, I have a hot take alert on.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
MVP of the NBA should be Paolo Banchero. Not even close.
And I mentioned yes, that was a hot take. And
but as a sophomore,
you shocked me though. Yes.
As a sophomore, being fifth in the East, in the very tough East, being fifth on the Magic team that hasn't really improved a whole lot on their roster, I think it's kind of interesting.
It is
what he's done.
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten much noise.
Nope, he gets nothing. As a former first overall pick, he gets nothing.
Yeah, right.
So, just saying, that's who I think. Hot take. I don't care. Take it to the bank.
But moral of the story is this, though, with the MVP take. Tatum doesn't care about that.
Nope.
His mindset right now is getting this team banner 18. And that's all you can ask for the guy. And he's played a big role in the Celtics' success this year. Again, they are 8 games up on the second seed in the East. You know how good you have to be up 8 games between the first and the second seed?
This late into the season.
This late in the season?
Yep.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And you know why? We have the 2 J's. We have Jason and Jalen side by side each other. Even though I will say Jaylen Brown as of recently has concerned me a little bit. And by concern, I don't mean by his game in general. I just mean one thing and one thing only. His free throws. His free throws. His last 2 games, he shot nearly 50% from the free throw line. He was 7 for 14 from the free throw line against Denver, and he was 4 for 7 last night against Phoenix. This year, he's shooting 70.5% from the free throw line, which, JB.
That's his career, though.
I didn't even see that.
His career is 72.
I thought he was around like 75%, 80% for his career. So,
but his last 10, he's at shooting 64.
Which is not great.
No. Not at all. So, yeah, here you go. Phoenix, 57.1%. Denver, 50%. And then 100%, 100%, 100%. What the?
Maybe it's just a bad skid from the line. I don't know. But right now, in terms of free throw for Jaylen Brown, he's at Ben Simmons level.
Hey, yo. Don't disrespect my boy Ben Simmons.
I don't care. Ben Simmons has not seen the court in 2 years. I will disrespect him all I want in terms of the basketball court, at least.
Don't disrespect.
I won't take it personally. I won't take it to the personal route. But in the basketball court, where is he? Where's Waldo?
Don't disrespect Anthony Rendon of the NBA.
I even made that comparison, too. I think the night when I went live against the Phoenix Suns, which is crazy for you to say that. So you must have been watching.
I was working that night.
No, so you weren't watching.
No. Nope.
So that's crazy that it came off the top of your head like that.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
So
calling a spade a spade.
So fire and ice. So let's talk about JB real quick, on a good note at least. Having a good year also. Took a step back from the scoring like Jason Tatum did. Obviously, when you have Unicorn, and then you got Drew and White having a nice year, you're going to have to take a step back a little bit. He's been dealing with injury, so maybe you need to sit him for a game here and there right now, but 35% from 3, which is around his normal, which is good. 50% from the field, which is very good. Is he having a career year? Yeah, he is having a career year in assists right now. Turnovers. A low this year. Is it a career? No, it's not a career low, obviously. But, this is his lowest in turnovers since his 2018-2019 year with the team. So he's having a nice year. He's being efficient.
So I missed 5 games this year.
That's crazy. Yeah, he definitely needs a break. He deserves a break.
saying. He hasn't missed that many games.
No.
So
Hasn't missed many games either.
I would say
He's played 60 games.
He's missed 3 games.
So yeah, they're both due to sit at some point.
But that's great that they've been able to stay healthy and actually be this good, this consistent.
It ramps them up for the playoffs.
Yep.
And obviously we know with these two guys, they like to go deep in the playoffs. 7 games, 6 games. I hope it doesn't happen this year. Pause. But he always gets me with that.
I think I'm done with this one.
You done with this one?
You got.
Oh, jeez.
You got me down that one. That's a pause. Hey, yo.
So, on to the next topic. You brought up a text message to me a week ago. I'm going to pull up that text message, and I am going to read it. Let's do this right now real quick. And you brought up a very, very good point. I think you know where I'm going to go with this.
Wait, are we talking about the which team are we talking about?
The Celtics. We're talking about the Celtics here.
Oh, yes.
I'm giving you credit for it because I'm not going to lie, at the beginning of the year, I thought he was on the verge of being traded. But because of the fact that he has been playing well for 2 months now for the most part, I'll let you read your text message that you sent me because you had a great take.
I said no idea if I'm the only one seeing this, but you can take credit. KP seems to have taken Cornette under his wing and brought some swagger out of him and made him a legit, usable, everyday player. Between being serviceable on the pick and roll and being on the block to take blocks and rim protect, he's a completely different player from he was. The last few years we've seen him with with his block jump block shot. That he does.
Right.
So I think that's a big thing about Cornette where. They were on that 23-1 run against the Warriors, and I saw a clip, and I thought it was KP just because of I saw a tall white guy, and I was like, oh, he's actually playing basketball. He's tall. He must be KP. Then I looked at the number, and I was like, oh wait, no, that's Cornette who's actually performing. He's actually producing actual offense. He actually does something for you.
Yeah.
So that's where it's just oh my god, he actually is worth keeping around and is a legit 2 guy. He to me is a legit 2 center for you behind Porzingis.
And the reason why I'm not taking credit for it because in December I was saying give the minutes to Keita. I was giving the minutes to Neemias Keita over Luke Cornette in December. So that's why I'm not taking the credit. I'm giving it to you. You told me to take the credit, but I'm not doing that.
Nope.
I'll stay true to my takes. I was wrong. A rare L for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Whoa.
That was a rare L.
Whoa, you take L's a lot.
I do?
Takes.
I do? How?
You were telling me that Trevor Lawrence is bad. Trevor Lawrence is still top 3.
I didn't say that. I never said Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is still top 3 of all time quarterbacks.
Okay, all right. But I pretty much responded to his text though by saying I feel like that's just everyone in general. That could be with Drew Holiday's veteran presence. He's gotten the best out of everybody. I feel like the group in general this year has brought out the best in each other as opposed to years past where there was a glaring flaw, whether it was on the rebounding. That still is a problem, but it's not as much as it was in years past. Ball movement, isolation, playmaking, defense, so on and so forth, yada yada. There was some glaring issues going into the playoffs. There's not many glaring issues anymore with this team. I think the only real issue that you could have in the postseason, and again, that is the one and only maybe issue, is the bench scoring, and that is it. We're gonna pull up the Murder Corner stats right now.
I just want to see just where we're at with let's see. Rebounds. He's getting 4 boards a night on how many minutes is he? I don't think he even gets that many minutes. On 14 minutes.
Career high.
He's averaging a block a game, which is second best.
Yep.
He's getting steals. He only has 1 foul. Not even averaging a turnover. 5 points. 90% free throw shooter. Not that many free throws, but still crazy, absolute criminal.
There was people who were saying
70% field goal percentage. I'm just saying, it's a dunk. It's a bucket.
Yeah, right.
He's a walking bucket.
There were people saying that, I want to see the Celtics get Alex Caruso, Andre Drummond from the Bulls for, I think, part of them were saying Luke Cornett in that deal too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Cornett were in some people's deal. I think that was in mine also, if I'm not mistaken. But he can shoot free throws at least,
33,
as opposed to Drummond, where he can't do that.
33 for 37.
Which is
from the
good.
line.
Last year he was 32 for 39.
So the big boy can shoot from the stripe.
Now we just need him to shoot some threes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, by the way, guys.
Career 32.2% from the line.
I need Luke Cornett to give them the kiss of death next. I need him to do that next.
I would die.
I would die laughing too. He already has the dabs.
Oh, God.
Have you seen that clip?
No, I don't.
Let's roll the clip real quick.
I don't want to see this clip.
I'll show you off air.
I don't want to see
It's hilarious. It was the funniest thing of the year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still cracking up over it.
All right. Is it time?
Not yet. Not yet. I got one thing left. Is it championship or bust?
Always.
Always.
Isn't that always the goal? If
It is, but
if it's not a championship.
I
year,
mean, with this year versus past years, is what I'm asking. This year versus past.
it's been championship or bust since the IT trade.
Oh.
It has been every year. You move on from somebody who's a staple like that for Kyrie. You bring in Hayward. You drafted Tatum. You had Brown coming back for second year. You have Horford. Once you made that trade, every year since, it has been championship or bust. Almost every year since Tatum every year since Tatum has been here, it's championship or bust.
How far do you have them going?
I expect them having a ring in 6.
In 6?
6 games.
Wow.
In the
That'll be good for my wallet.
In the NBA, 6 games.
That'll be good. That'll be good for my wallet because then that'll be on the road. If that's what that would mean. Yeah, I got them banner 18 this year also. Is there anything, and I mean anything, that might prevent them from getting that ring?
But barring a major injury, I don't think so.
So you're even confident in the bench too with them?
Yeah, I think Pritchard, Horford, Hauser, that's
and Luke
Cornett. That's a good. But again, in the postseason, you're only going to be using
8
Pritchard, Hauser, Horford off the bench.
Yep.
I don't know if, especially if you can get Father Time one more time to give you a Horford from last postseason,
yep.
The postseason before that.
Yep.
You're gonna be lights out. Lights out. There should be nobody who comes close to you.
Is there any chance that you might see the double big lineup with Porzingis and Al Horford in the playoffs? Like, let's say, for example,
maybe Philly.
I would say maybe Milwaukee and then definitely Denver.
I could see that because
because they were cooking Porzingis on the drop coverage.
Denver's got size too,
Yeah.
with Aaron Gordon, MPJ, Jokic. Those are all 6'10" plus guys,
yep.
6'9" plus guys.
Yep.
Who can, who are pretty dangerous from everywhere on
yep.
the court. So they do have some size in Denver, but I still No, you should be fine. You might see double bigs, but...
Moral of the story, calm your horses. They can lose 2 games here and there. It's not the end of the world. They're up 8 games in the East. They're the best record in the NBA by a long shot, too. I don't even think it's close with whoever's in the West right now. I think it's between 5 games or whatever it is. 6. That's still even a decent margin this late in the year. Let's kick back, relax, and let's enjoy the ride, man. Just enjoy the ride because playoffs are coming soon, and I can't wait for that run.
Yeah.
I know I'll be at as many as I can, so be on the lookout for that.
I know I'll be working the parade when they win.
Ooh, that's a good point. I might have to take that off now that I'm thinking about it. Ooh, that's gonna be a sick day, I think, seeing that I'm going full time now. So that might be a sick day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though. Now it's time. Now it's time to cover the team that I know you don't want to cover.
I like it because I like dumping on them because they're so bad.
The other team that's
they're
bad.
They're finally bad.
Yeah, right? And they made a big move today.
Get used to it.
If you want to call it a big move.
I had 24 years of sucking.
Hey, yo! What the f***, bro? Nah.
my team's now
Hey,
good.
yo! Time out, Paul.
My team had 24 years of being awful. It's now somebody else's turn.
Oh, man. All right, on to the Patriots.
Michael, what? Are you ready for some football?
I love the Patriots.
All right, so that was a weird way to end that last segment. He just goes, I've had to deal with my team, you know what, for the last 24 years. Now it's somebody else's turn.
They have been. They've been so bad.
Yeah, right? So we're on to the offseason with the Patriots. Last time we did a podcast, the season was still going, but we knew it was over. They finished 4-13. We've been waiting on that for a while, even though I predicted them 10-7. Another rare L.
Rare.
Another rare L. I know,
Rare.
it doesn't back up my statement from last time either. But, yeah, Patriots ripped the Band-Aid. They traded McCorkle. McCorkle is gone. He is going to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 6th-round pick. I'm surprised that they even got something for him. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought he was going to be riding the bench. And you know what's funny, too? When the trade came out, you know who liked the post from NFL that he was traded? Bailey Zappi. I guess he's thinking that he has an opportunity now, but...
It's Bailey Zappi time, baby. It's Zappi's team and nobody else's team.
I was cracking up, though. I was like, you really think you're this next starting QB here? Nah, what they're going to do, and what I think this trade confirms, is that they're going to draft a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick.
Probably.
So, on that note, who do you think they're going to draft?
The wrong person.
Okay.
I'm that confident in that.
Okay, well, you want to elaborate?
I think they're going to go with Drake May. Or should I say Mitchell Trubisky 2.0.
Oh, yeah, that would be the wrong move.
But I also think, like, Jaden Daniels, bust.
You think Jaden Daniels is a bust?
Caleb Williams, bust.
Really? You have no faith in this class, then?
No, I have faith in one guy, and one guy only. And
Is it-
Michael Penix.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's
You're
the
telling
only
me off air.
He's the only guy that I would invest around in this draft. I think this draft is going to go down as bad as the 2021 draft, which is the Trevor Lawrence,
Justin Fields, McCorkle.
Because, all right, so here's the thing, right? Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams could be something if they got drafted to the right team, right? Because the way that I see it, as I thought about this on the way over, right? You have two ends of the spectrums of how these guys' careers could go. They're basically the same as Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson. Because coming out, they are great passers with great legs that can run. Right? That's how they came out of college. That is, coming out of college, they're the exact same. But one got drafted by a team that has a competent front office, a competent GM, a competent coach that has a system ready for of those guys to step in.
Yep.
The other one went to a poverty franchise with no idea how to run a team in their front office and without a system. That's why you see these two different career paths go the way they went. That's why I'm thinking that those two guys are going to be busts. Because they're going to go to teams that aren't ready to win and they aren't going to be able to overcome how incompetent their franchise is.
So here's my thing. I think it's too early to say, like, it's the wrong move for the Patriots if they draft Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams because we still have a whole offseason to go. As far as we know, they could surround them with protection at the line, and maybe they do turn into a decent offense whatsoever. If it was up to me, early takes, obviously. And by the way, I'm not disagreeing with you with your Michael Penix take. I like Michael Penix too. I would take Michael Penix over Drake May. I would take Michael Penix arguably over J.J. McCarthy.
No, I don't see how it's arguably. Michael Penix is better than J.J. McCarthy.
I think my thing with Michael Penix, he was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah, he has knee injuries.
So that would be my only concern with him. But other than that, I mean, he would be right up there with Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. Again, I think on a talent perspective, Penix is better than McCarthy. Penix is better than Drake May. But if it was me with the Patriots, I'm drafting either Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels with that third overall pick. If you're not going to draft either one of those two, I'm drafting this guy. I'm drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. And then, if you really think, like, if in the back, let's say your theory is true with Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, okay? Let's say that theory is true. You draft Marvin Harrison, and then in the second round, you draft Michael Penix. And then you get a veteran quarterback to be that bridge year quarterback for the Patriots. So Penix sits back, watches a veteran quarterback, a veteran leadership, and then he takes over the keys the following year. Those are my two paths.
So, all right, I have two paths that we can go down. That, in theory, I think is how the quickest way to retool and be relevant. And it's probably going to be, when I say retool and be relevant, I need about 2 or 3 years for them to be like.
All right, let's hear it.
When I say, like, they can maybe they can win a playoff, like, get into the playoffs, but they won't do anything in the playoffs.
Right, yep.
Give me 3 years, I can make them relevant in the playoffs.
Yep.
So, one of two paths. Do you want to draft a quarterback, or are we trading for, or going for a non-rookie quarterback? Because I have 2 ways I can do this. If you want to go the rookie quarterback way,
yep.
I think what you do is, if Marvin Harrison is available at 1, you draft him in the first round at 3. You pick him. Your second round pick is where you pick either Penix or Bo Nix.
I say Penix.
Well, I'm just saying those are the only 2 pure passers in this draft.
Yep.
Those are the 2 best. Can throw the ball through a tire 50 yards down the field.
Over Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Wow.
Because what brings out Williams and Daniels are their legs.
Okay.
That's what's making those 2 guys. Like, the reason why they're drafted so high is because they can do both. They can run and throw, right? What I'm looking for is I want a passer. I want somebody who, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm getting the best receiver. I'm getting the best passing quarterback for that person. Michael Penix got to the national championship game by throwing the ball.
What teams are valuing here with Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels is the two-way. I mean, there's not as many attempts or whatever, but 2022 he had quite a bit of attempts. He had 2022 Caleb Williams was a monster. 500 attempts, 4,536 yards, a 66% completion, 42 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. Last year was a down year for him. Clearly, last year was a down year for him.
Yeah, he was so busy crying in his mom's arm.
Yeah, right.
That's where I just realized that he is soft. That's my route. Honestly, and even if you really want to get crazy with it, my third quarterback that I would take in this draft, if every quarterback is available in this draft, the 3 that I would take is, I
already know where you're going with this.
Who?
You're going with the dude from Colorado.
Shedeur Sanders.
Yep.
Yes. That passing splits.
Only 3 interceptions last year.
On 470 attempts with 77.4 completion percentage, 4,500 yards.
Interesting.
Like I said, he is a passer. That's why I'm saying I want the passer. I want a quarterback to pass. I don't want the running quarterback, because it's so hard to build a team around a running quarterback. It's so incredibly hard.
Do you think there could be a way, I'm not saying that
you would have to redo your entire offensive line,
which they have to do anyways.
But Andrews can't cut it as your center. You now need a whole new 5 instead of Sanders is serviceable. Owenu's probably the only guy you could bring back that's serviceable on this.
They should bring him back anyways, regardless.
They should, but I'm saying that he's the only person that's going to be serviceable, because when you look at the Ravens, right? The Ravens are so good with Lamar because their offensive line is so athletic.
Yeah.
They have an athletic offensive line that can go out and do all the trap plays when they do the QB reads and they do the power runs for him. That they can come down the line and clear people out.
Yep.
They haul. That's why he's so good. It's because they have such a great athletic offensive line, where if you just want the big fatties that are just there to protect.
So you're saying with the offensive lineman right now, your team is more built for passing than it is? Okay, that's fair. All right, you guys. Post Jesse edited up this podcast once again. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. This podcast here was recorded this past Sunday. So, our talks and points are going to be a little bit off, especially, for example, this one here where I said that Michael's point that he was trying to get across was that with the offensive line they have now, it's not built for a running quarterback. It's more built for a passing quarterback. This was before the Patriots made all of their moves in free agency with the linemen, so on and so forth. Because at this moment in time right now that I'm editing this up, it is March 13th, 2024. So free agency is well underway. Players have dropped like flies in free agency, and the Patriots have made quite a bit moves, especially on the offensive line. So just a little bit of disclaimer. This was recorded right before free agency begun. I wasn't arguing with you. I was just trying to get your point across.
And when you look at like AVP does have some design QB runs, as I know from him being in Cleveland. He does draw up some QB runs, but it's mostly more of a passing game, play action style.
Yeah.
He wants to run the ball with a downfield runner, and then he wants to have that open up to play action. Like, that's what he wants. He doesn't want to do a million QB runs like they do in Baltimore.
Yep.
That's just how he is. So that's if you're drafting those, that's the way to draft. Is you get the best receiver, you second pick, you go if Penix is still there, you get Penix, and then you draft offensive linemen from there. Now if you were to trade or get a veteran,
yep,
I still think it's Marvin Harrison 3.
Yep.
And I think the next pick after that is either you go O-line, or if he's still there, you get the receiver from LSU. I think he'll be way gone before then. I think it's like Neighbors. Second pick, or your second round pick, you're getting offensive line, and your third pick, you're getting either one of the receivers from Michigan or you're getting a receiver from Washington.
So are you saying that they shouldn't go after like a free agent receiver at all? Like Calvin Ridley or someone like that?
You might I would maybe get one of those guys because you need almost the entire new receiving core anyways, regardless.
Yep.
And then what I would do is I would trade honestly your second round pick if nobody's there that's really like that's a standout threat like Blake Corum you might be able to get.
Yep.
In the second, and then I would trade a third and next year's third for Justin Fields.
Yes, I saw that earlier today. I saw that earlier today on Twitter. Somebody thought that.
I would go with a third this year, third next year, and go get Justin Fields. That's what I would do. I think Justin Fields just needs a new system with a competent front office that's going to actually do something, and I think he's the guy.
Isn't Justin Fields too like his game's like a mix of throwing and running the ball?
Yes, exactly. I think he's Lamar, but a better passer.
So with that being said, you still wouldn't take Caleb Williams, though.
No.
Why is that?
Because at least Justin Fields, I know, has the mentality to play in the NFL.
Okay.
I don't think Caleb Williams has the mentality to make it anywhere.
Okay.
I think LA would be a good spot for him because LA nobody cares. Like, truly nobody cares about anything that happens in LA for sports. They just show up.
Yep.
But if you're going to go to a football town like Chicago, he's going to get destroyed when he doesn't succeed.
Yep. And
he won't succeed.
Do you think Chicago will take Caleb Williams with the first overall?
I hate to be so... Unless they get offered a Ricky Williams-esque style pick where they're going to steal the team's entire draft, I don't see any other way.
Okay.
That the Bears don't keep that pick and trade.
So right now you have Caleb Williams going 1. You don't see them taking Marvin Harrison Jr. at all?
No.
Really?
No, I think there's too much hype. It's like Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball. I think that the media is so enamored and so hyped up this prospect that nothing will change the front office's mind that they're going to pick him.
So you think Caleb? So let me get your top 2 right now before the Patriots. Who do you think goes before the Patriots pick?
Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels.
Okay, so
Boston bust.
So
bust.
So both of the players that I said that the Patriots should get will be gone.
Drake.
In that case, you got to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Drake May might be a little bit more of Washington's liking because he's more of like Sam Howell, but they've just came from a UNC quarterback. I don't know if they'd go back to another UNC quarterback. they might go to a legit football school and like go get Jaden Daniels.
So yeah, regardless though, if that's the case, then both of my picks are gone.
Yeah.
Both of my picks, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, both of my picks are gone. In that case, at number 3, you pick Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes.
That's the route I would go.
You get the best available prospect in that case. It's Marvin Harrison.
Exactly. It's definitely not Drake May.
No.
I don't think it's Drake May.
No.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's really it.
You can put it here in writing. Usually, I'm really good with quarterbacks and assessing quarterbacks coming out of college.
You know, football's more your thing than mine. I will say that.
I will say, like, when Justin Herbert was coming out of college, I said I said to my dad, I said, because he said, there's no Tom Brady in the draft. They go, no, but there's a Peyton Manning, and it's Justin Herbert.
Yep.
And as close, if you watch the tape, Herbert is the closest to Manning and Tom Brady in the throwing aspect of big body that steps into the throw and takes a hit and doesn't tuck away or throw off his back foot. He will step up while there's a linebacker coming at him.
There's another quarterback that needs an offensive line.
So that's just one of those things where it's just like, I see people who have talent and who can actually play in this league. And like that's why I feel like Williams and Daniels, no. May, no. I told you the three best quarterbacks that'll come out of here if they go somewhere and get a crack at a chance. Penix, Nix, Sanders.
I can't believe Penix is ranked that low though right now that he's in the second round.
It's because he's 24.
Oh, okay, right.
He and Nix are both that 5-year senior, but because of COVID, technically it's their 6th season in college.
Gotcha.
They graduated high school the same year I did.
Right. No shit.
Yeah. But it's because they've had that COVID year, and then they get that 5th year.
Yeah, right.
Because you get 5 years in college, but because of their COVID year, they get that.
They get that 6th.
That super senior 6th year.
Yeah, right.
So that's why they're just a little bit older.
Right.
They're a little bit late bloomers, which I prefer somebody who is now starting to hit their prime and getting ready to ramp up, and that's why I think that you can build around them and make them legit.
Yep. I understand that point.
They're also mature and have gone through university.
Yep. I understand that point. I mean, as opposed to Trevor Lawrence, who you say is the 3rd greatest quarterback of all time. You've hit
awesome, great. Like like I told you, if you go back to my take, I said if you put Trevor Lawrence getting drafted in 2000 by the Patriots has a better career than Tom Brady does. I will stand by that point. He will get you the 8 Super Bowls you should have. 7 Super Bowls. No, 8 Super Bowls. I was right. You'd have the 8 Super Bowls that you should have. No, 9. You would have 9 Super Bowls with Trevor Lawrence. You would win every single Super Bowl that you were in. He is him. He just needs a team around him.
That's gonna do it for this podcast here, though. Great to have you back.
Great to be back.
Let's have you back a couple weeks, maybe, right?
Yeah, I get my new schedule in a week and a half. I get my new schedule.
Yep.
So I'll know when I'm around.
Yeah, because we can't be holding these podcasts this long.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because we did our last one in the middle of December, and it is now March 10th that we are uploading.
Well, I'm trying to think. Maybe we might have to do this one after the NFL draft, or at least do a pre-draft,
or before the Celtics playoffs.
When the Celtics playoffs?
Maybe.
I said when are the playoffs? I don't know.
When the 17th of April.
Well, see, then the draft. I think the NFL draft is like the 22nd. 25th.
Oh, is it that close?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe like end of April, just because we can just put the playoffs and like Celtics recap, playoffs.
Yep.
NFL draft.
Yep.
And then we can even see the first month of the Blow Sox. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Jesus. Ow. That hurt.
Yeah. Right. It hurt me. That hurt me just hearing that.
Oh.
That's going to do it for this podcast here, though. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. If you guys new, you guys know what to do. Go check out our website. Leave a description down below. Go buy our merch. Obviously, as you see here, Forever 19.
Yep.
That is, you know who. Our boy, Jason Tatum. Go buy the merch. There's also a DeBrusque Over Barzell t-shirt in there. I'm going to start doing some more t-shirts or whatever. I got to find the time. There's just not enough hours in the day to get things going between doing videos for you guys. I still got some articles to do. I'm behind on those also. So we'll find the time, and I'll even say it. The Red Sox shirt that I want to do is John Henry Sam Kennedy, and who's the other one? Tom Warner, right? All in the front, right?
The Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges, right? But hold on. Their faces are clowns. And then the top will say, clown show. The bottom will say, sell the team.
I like it.
Good, huh?
I like it.
Nice. All right, that's going to do it. It's been your boy Jesse.
It's been Mike.
And we are out of here. See you later. Oh, that was good. We got that right on par.
Beantown.
Beantown.
Beantown.